3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cosplay podcast. Pinnacle landmark episode number 29, and it is ironic we've got all the regulars here. We've got my fellow pillars, Sophie, who's actually back after a 2-episode hiatus. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good.
Excellent. And another one of my pillars, who's Kristian.
Yes.
Why are you looking in a completely different direction?
Because I'm playing Witcher 3. I'm multitasking.
All right, okay, that's the extent of his effort, his dedication to the podcast.
Witcher 3's taking over.
Dude, that game is old, bruv. I mean, it's a good game.
Really?
I think it is 2 years old. I'm not, I'm not going mad. It is, yeah, it came out in 2015, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, it's an...
I'm hooked.
Okay, fair dues. At least you won't be doing irritating, scrubby noises, while on the podcast like you normally do because you're workshopping.
No, that's Terry.
No, that's you.
I barely do work.
Fun fact: have you actually been on an episode where you and Terry were on the same one? Because I think every time he's on, you're not.
I've been on like 3, I think, with Terry.
Really? I think he's only ever been on 3. Anyway, we have to finish off these introductions. And coming all the way from Croatia, we have the Dave Collier.
Hello, greetings from Rijeka, which is an awesome city in the awesome country of Croatia. It's just a shame I got to be here for work and being on like really messy, horrible ships rather than actually enjoying the place. But yeah, you get a chance to go to Croatia, go. It's amazing.
Okay.
That entrance sounded like Eurovision.
Yes, we'll probably get right to Eurovision.
The way you introduced it was like, we are in was it Rijeka?
Rijeka.
Rijeka. The way you said it was like, it just sounded like Eurovision.
Now we need some guy repeating what you just said in French.
No point.
Yeah.
But genuinely, Croatia is amazing. If you get a chance, go there.
Okay.
And Rijeka just won the Croatian Football League and the Croatian Cup double, so it's been party time all the way through the city as well.
Oh, nice. Do you get some complimentary drinks because everyone's happy and all that?
Oh yeah, but dancing in the streets, people letting off like flares and smoke bombs and things. It was awesome.
Dancing in the street.
Sounds kind of dangerous, but then again, I guess, if you've grown up in a soccer society like the UK, then it I don't know. I think hooliganism is actually a thing of the past now. That's kind of. Oh, you were saying, Kristian? Go on.
No, I said
You've not been to Millwall recently, then?
I think that's like a meme. I mean, obviously, Millwall fans. Just saying, but still. Anyway,
Their club song is "No One Likes Us."
Gee, I wonder why. But anyway, let's try and get the show on the road then. So normally we like to start off with what projects we're doing. Of course, Kristian ain't gonna tell us because his project got delayed, or the thing that he was talking about.
yeah, it's being filmed still.
Okay, fair enough. But of course, we can now talk about. Let's say, Sophie. I think you're still working on Captain Amari, are you not, or the Halloween version?
Yeah. I'm like nearly kind of sort of done. Don't even know. That is vague to say the least. Although, in all fair honesty, I could say the same thing about my son Wukong, since I can tell you what I still need left to do. I need the prosthetics, I need the hairpiece, I need the staff, which I have to restart again because of a certain incident that happened at MCM, which we'll get to. Because originally I was going to make it out of a piece of wood, and then I just realized, that probably in the long term is not a good idea now. But anyway, so you're still working on Anna Amari. You're not quite sure where the end is. Yeah, it's near the end, but I'm not sure how far away that is. I really hope it's soon. I've got like most of it done.
I've got to just add some Velcro to a couple of places to attach the armor on so it can like come off for transport. I haven't painted the gun or the pumpkin bucket because I ran out of Plasti Dip. And there are just tiny little bits that hopefully might only take like a couple of hours if I sort of think it's all on my cos planner app. I think I'm about 90% done on my cos planner app apparently.
Oh, you use it. How fancy.
I did buy the last pieces of fabric that I needed for my next costume. So I've got like so that I at least have all the fabrics here that I can start whenever, you know. Like I needed the last two fabrics for the jacket and the jacket lining, and I just went ahead and ordered those today because I got paid the other day, and I was like, right, so I'll do that, and then I've got to buy some other stuff next month, and I'll just sort of, stagger it out.
Multiple cosplay projects. I so don't miss that.
Yeah.
No one pays for his fabrics like Gaston.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Maybe one day you'll tell me what's the appeal of essentially this Neanderthal bloke.
Oh, well, it's because he's just a massive jerk, and I can't wait to cosplay a massive jerk.
She's cosplayed Loki already.
Yeah, he's a dick.
You know what? I'm starting to see a pattern. I didn't realise that. There.
And Penguin. She cosplays Penguin.
And Bucky.
And Bucky.
Yeah, but Bucky's not really a jerk. He's...
He killed Iron Man's mum and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't jerkism. That was mind control.
He still killed them.
I don't know. It's just...
It's like a 2-year-old film.
But I don't know. I think what it is about Gaston is, sure, he's an absolute dick. And I'm not happy with the actions that he took in the film, obviously, but at the same time, I don't know, he's just that, you know, people just kind of flock to him, and I've got my friend doing the foo, so we're going to really gay it up.
Okay. Alright. Before we go on, just a quick disclaimer. Yes, the cameras are still on the fritz, which I suspect is actually my PC, not actually Skype, because it does momentarily freeze up. Because I noticed when I was editing it, sometimes entire dialogues would just disappear. It's like, why did that dialogue disappear? So, yeah, I might...
Just replace us all with cute kittens.
Yeah. Cat pictures.
No, that's far too much editing. Just even changing the topic bar, the pain in the arse as it is, and it's a case of sometimes I just let the tangents in. I was like, no, I'm not going to label everything. That's just blah blah blah. I'll just put tangents, even though there's like 5 different subjects in it. But anyway, before we finish up, how long have you been working on Anna Amari? Just curious, so that way I could feel better about myself.
Well, I started the pumpkin bucket around January, and I started probably sewing around February, but I've been planning since October last year.
Yes! I don't suck! It isn't just me! That's about the same time I've been working on some Wukong.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it, and then...
Kristian just died.
And then I sort of, when the outfits came out in October last year for the Halloween update, I liked it, but then it was only a couple of weeks sort of afterwards. I was like, oh, this looks like a lot of fun. That was a mistake to think that. And then I sort of started buying stuff, I think maybe November, December time. Sort of started in January with little bits, and then I kind of got right into it about midway through February, and I'm like still working on it, and it's driving me crazy. It really is. Like, I just want it done.
Okay, girl, you have no idea, because I'm suffering the same thing with some Wukong, because it's a case of I've never done any of all this randomness, and it's like his staff is just, it's not a symmetrical round staff, it's got all these bits, and I've got to work out how I'm going to get those bits on a staff. Preferably not made out of wood, because it's a security hazard, but again, we'll get to that bit later.
It looks simple. When I first started, I was like, this is fine. Yeah, it's just simple. The more you look at it, the more details you notice, and I'm a stick of details.
Oh, yes.
And then I was like, what have I done to myself? What am I doing? Like, There are so many tiny little details and so many useless tiny details as well that I was just like, what am I doing? But I'm getting near the end. I just have to attach some armor, wire some things up so they all glow, and some tiny little bits, like the orange fabric around the hood and stuff like that. But I think I'm like, no, I should be done by the end of the month. Let's put it.
Oh, you've got an actual you've actually got an actual end date. Me, I'm the sort of like it will. Yeah, I got no clue. It will get done eventually. I know not.
When
I know
it's
not.
done, it's done.
Yeah, I'm
That's what I
Ready
said.
for Dragon Con, Danny? Ready for Dragon Con?
I got no idea because
You've got a title to defend.
well, no, I don't think I was going to enter that anyway. To be honest, do you know what it is? I got this weird thing where if I've already won a contest, I won't enter it again because it's a case of if I lose, I'll feel really pretty bad.
So you can fill out the fact that on the form you're a master of cosplay now.
Yeah, but I won't enter, so I won't. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It depends what happens because I'm thinking I still might just go just for the practice anyway because I think the current plan is. What did Monty say? Yeah, he said a really cool phrase which will live in me. It's like, well, it's better to have a crap cosplay than to have no cosplay. So I'm going to Dragon Con with whatever Sun Wukong is finished because it's a case of it's a costume. It may not be finished, but it's still a costume.
Yeah, just end of the month, I guess. I've got like a Comic-Con this weekend, so that's putting me back. And then I've got a week where I'm working down the theatre, so that's another week where I'm not really going to be doing anything on it because I got to work out of that. And yeah, hopefully by the end of the month.
That sounds okay. That sounds sweet. By the way, Dave, have you
Hello.
actually been working on cosplay projects yet?
Yes, because one of the things, as you may know, is I have a 3D printer. So I've been designing things to print on my 3D printer when I come back. So like assassin blades for Henry Green and all the other little accessories he's got. So those are now designed and I'll print them out and we'll see how they work in the prototypes. But I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what I'm working as. You remember last time I was in Croatia, I actually brought my sewing machine with me, though, so I haven't done that this time.
Oh.
The Two-Face costume, if anyone remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that costume. And you rocked that costume, by the way, Danny,
Oh,
when
okay.
you borrowed it. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on, and the other project I'll be doing as soon as I get back is the Joker, the Arkham Asylum Joker.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Ready for Dragon Con.
I think it's really cute that you two are doing multiple cosplay projects because obviously I'm looking at the endless void that is the Monkey King. It's like, that is so cute. People can work on 2 separate costumes in a year.
It's driving me mad.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, the Arkham Joker, it's because it's kind of an odd shape, the tailcoat, but because I've got that patterned, and because like Henry Green's sort of done, thanks to your help with getting the patterning done, they're not that bad. The Joker doesn't have that much detail work apart from the makeup, but hey, I love makeup anyway, so it's not really work. So I don't know. It's straightforward. Oh, and just before I went to Croatia, I actually recorded the act for the Joker, ready for Dragon Con, and I'm really happy with it. Our good friend Mr. Jake, who is now appearing in Avenue Q, actually did the Joker voice for it, and yeah, the guy's a star. Let's face it.
I really need to hire his services if I ever did anything involving voice. Though currently my act is it's just a straight up performance, nice and clean. Yeah, I need to hear anything comical. Even though we did work before, obviously our infamous 4 Assassins act, which only one person bothered to do a video of. It was a good video.
We got laughs. We got a good video. We got laughs.
Yeah.
And we won the prize. So wins all round. But we need to maybe do an act for not this year's Dragon Con, but next year's Dragon Con. You remember that one we were talking about? Maybe Via and Londo from Babylon 5.
Oh, more makeup intensive, and I get to walk around acting all pompous and high and mighty. That just sounds cool.
And I get to run around like your little minion. No, no. So yeah, not this year, but next year we can see about that.
Yeah, well, that's a promise. But now finally, we can get onto the main topic, and that is well, actually no, it's not the main topic. We're going to talk about the current cons, and yeah, here's a shock revelation. I actually went to a con. For years upon years now, my guest con, what con did you go to? And it's like, oh, so-and-so happened. I'll probably go to that con, probably not. And I believe Kristian, I was pretty heavily leaning on your experience of MCM, but of course, that's not the case this year, so it's a bit weird role reversal.
I live vicariously through people.
And I love your inputs for it, and you'll probably say something inappropriate again that will involve me bleeping you out.
I haven't got anything this time.
Okay, I'll just bleep that out anyway, even though you didn't say anything wrong. It's just funny. I think it's just going to be an ongoing joke that I have to bleep you out at least every episode.
I think we should bleep out those particular words every time.
Well, yeah, because we are technically giving them free publicity. So,
Ew.
you know what? You know what? I'll censor my fucking. Yeah, and for those recording, yeah, I said quite a lot of bleeping.
Which we all agreed with, though.
No, it's kind of annoying since the cameras failed at that point, so I can't actually hear reactions. Damn.
Generally, thumbs up.
Okay, and
right. Anyway, MCM. So, am I like the only one here who went to it for all 3 days?
I believe so. I only went on the Saturday, which I erroneously thought, because I was like, like Saturday is like of all the cons in the UK, of the one day you don't ever want to go to a Saturday indoors at MCM, and then I was shocked. Actually, I don't know if it was deliberate. They actually closed. You couldn't actually get to. You couldn't enter through the entrance because the station was. I don't know if that station.
West entrance.
Oh, the west entrance. Okay, the east entrance is the one at the back, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
I don't know if they deliberately closed off the west entrance. You had to go to the east entrance, but from the east entrance, walk up and you went around the building and you entered from the back. Actually worked kind of well.
It was a bloody long walk, but it kept my Fitbit happy. I think but yeah, you've got literally, you'd go into the normal or wherever you're parking, and then you literally had to walk the length of it along the side of the river before you get in. So it was a bit of a trek. And security were being absolutely, no, this is the only way you can possibly get in. But hey, it kept things moving, and it meant the central corridor was actually possible to move through, which it hasn't been in previous years.
Yeah, this is, okay, we'll probably get onto this, but let's actually talk about the security, because, wow, this is going to be all over the place, but do you know what the funny thing is? I don't necessarily think security was tightened. Because I think MCM itself tightened it. But the weird thing is, I went to Star Wars Celebration the previous year, and it was actually the same procedure, because at Star Wars Celebration they actually checked my bags, whereas previous MCMs they didn't really ever do that. So I think it's only this.
Yes, I think you're right. I should say Heroes and Villains Con, which was also at the same weekend in London, they actually banned backpacks and everything like that, so you're only allowed a clear bag.
Well, that doesn't.
That's what
well,
Belgium did after the terrorist attack in Belgium.
Well,
you can only have a see-through bag. But then they changed it literally a couple of days before, because they knew that it was impossible to get see-through backpacks.
Yeah, for the majority of normal people, and that's okay, because rumor has it Heroes and Villain Con kind of sucked. I think our mutual friend Jake was just he wasn't too happy, and it's like him getting upset is kind of rare. he's quite a happy-go-lucky lad. So if he's pissed off, that sort of tells you this con sucks. But
dare I say it, that's kind of what you expect from something called Rogue Event. Because even Chris Mason was...
Oh, Rogue Events. Oh, don't even...
See? Is it still a thing?
Yes.
Apparently so.
Yes.
I've actually heard from...
the other week.
Yeah,
and we never went. Because the day I bought my ticket, the next day all the guests we wanted to go and meet cancelled. So we never went.
Oh, that was the Telford one, wasn't it, you were talking about?
One, yeah. So I was disappointed and £10 out of pocket.
Rogue Event.
I've got to say, I know a few people who went to Heroes and Villains Con, and everybody was pretty disappointed with the whole thing. So
Rogue Event.
Someone on my Facebook couldn't even get in. They wouldn't let her in because of her bag. And then she explained to them that she just moved, so she didn't really have, she couldn't really have another bag, and they just denied her entry in altogether.
Yeah, and then...
Rogue Event.
I mean, there was a lot of... Yeah, even if you got inside, there was a lot not to be happy with that. And as Danny said, if Jake, who is incidentally appearing as Trekkie Monster this week in Avenue Q, if Jake is not happy with it, things have gone badly wrong. Because Jake is one of the most chilled guys we know, really.
Yeah, he was raging. I was thinking, whoa, is this Jake? What the hell? You upset my man, Jake. You know this con has gone bad. Damn. And if Sophie's just confirmed,
you gotta go something,
don't know if I want to go to one of those events just to experience it. I don't know. You know what the weird thing is? I don't necessarily have been to a... Well, actually, yeah, I have been to a bad event. It's called a Showmasters event in 2014.
I'm going to Showmasters this weekend, so...
Well, that's another matter.
Oh, Collector Mania, which is...
Going back to...
Collector Mania is actually alright.
Oh, God.
Yeah, nope, it's a tangent, but no, it was a nice segue because, as you were saying, the Rogue event was going on at the same time, and that might have led to why the numbers were not quite there, but we're getting there. But yeah, as you were saying, Dave, go on.
Oh. Yeah, going back back to MCM though, the security, I felt they were under the circumstances pretty much what you'd expect. You know what I mean? Everybody got bag searched going in. There was an awful lot of cops around.
Sniffer dogs.
The actual bag searching thing. Yeah. But the actual bag searching thing, apart from on the Saturday, was pretty much, going straight through. Maybe a few minutes queuing wasn't too bad. But Saturday, because I was arriving in the morning on the Saturday, you'd expect that to be bad. And I was probably in the queues there for about 20 minutes or so. But the other days, it was absolutely fine, no problems. And they check your bag, check all your stuff. I wasn't really carrying anything which was a problem, but I didn't have any issues. But I believe you might have done, Danny?
In all fairness, it was my own damn fault because I sort of knew, because... Dare I say, it's been in their rules for years, isn't it? They don't allow hardwood, even though Kristian...
It's not hardwood. I made it con safe, so they fucked up.
No, well, it wasn't your staff anyway. It was actually my new...
Oh, you...
Yeah.
I was wondering which one's staff got confiscated. I was like... Because mine was con safe.
Really? But it's wood, though.
Yeah, but it's pine wood, so it's light wood.
Something like... Yeah, something like balsa or pine, they're generally okay with. It will just... it's basically a soft... Yeah, it will just snap if you hit somebody with it and probably won't hurt them.
Okay, well, the thing
is...
Anyway,
that's another matter. You bought your hardwood one.
Yeah, because pure and simply, I like to perform... because, I've been practicing my monkey kick, I like to spin my staff around, and the problem I found with, unfortunately, Kristian's one is it's not balanced enough and it's not big enough for me to spin it in a nice, consistent speed and... style, so I may need to hit you up, literally, to rebuild it, so that it can spin. But anyway, the whole point was, I knew that there might have been a chance that it would be confiscated, but at the same time, it was kind of, I didn't care, because it was essentially like a 15 quid prop, so if I lost it forever, it's like, no biggie, I'll just rebuild it. Well, I wouldn't have to rebuild it, because I now know that it's useless to me, because obviously given the current state of cons, then making stuff out of that hardwood. But I just erroneously thought that they were relaxing the rules on the hardwood, because I have seen a lot of staffs, at cons recently. But obviously, given this mad week, that probably was not a good idea. And for the benefits of the viewers on screen, although I think I did show it in the chat, I will now show you the confiscation table right about now. And yeah, there were still quite a lot of silly people, although to be honest, it was not as bad as, let's say, New York Comic Con, where I think, we chat about, you had
tables.
You had like about 6 or 8 bins worth of confiscated props, whereas you literally only had like a table and maybe like half a dozen staffs, which were, I'm assuming, were in the same boat as mine, because they were made out of hardwood. But yeah, I mean.
Well, there was an actual katana. I saw that, an actual katana with a blade. I mean, really? Why the hell are you bringing?
Okay, I'm surprised that man literally just didn't get arrested. I'm surprised he got on the confiscation table. It's like, because that is, as far as I'm aware, that's actually a criminal offence. You can't actually walk down the street with a blade like that.
Yeah, like, MCM has to start taking people seriously. Like, if you're going to bring metal weapons, then you should be... Usually there's police on site now. There's always, like, the last 2 years there's been police on site. So why not? If someone's bringing something stupid like a real sword, they need to actually call a police officer over, or call 999 and get someone and to detain the person until the police arrive, because that's stupid.
Can I just jump in there? The police actually did get involved in that particular one.
Cool.
It was on the table while the police were dealing with him, right? The police did get involved with that one. How it worked out, I don't know, because I've moved on by then. That one was dealt with by the proper authorities. But yeah, he was an idiot for bringing it. But hey.
Yeah, what else? Hold on, let me just...
One thing we've learned, there's no shortage of idiots in the world.
It's true. Do these people not actually read the rules? And, looking at the image on the table, which I'm going to bring up again quickly. Much editing later. Yeah, we have ourselves a Scar rifle with an 8. Even though they distinctly said there was no. Yeah, please don't bring.
A what?
Yeah,
a Scar rifle.
Yeah, an FM Scar. Yeah, basically, for all intents and purposes, a modern assault rifle.
Was it a BB gun or
I'm assuming by the build quality it's very airsoft, yes.
What colour was it?
All black. I'm assuming it was a Batman, because it has all the wrappings in that sort of place.
Or a Division.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. And we have real chains.
Well, I personally think they should ban Batman.
Yes, Dave, you are a little bit biased about that, aren't you?
Ban the bat.
But yeah, like I said, we got, and those aren't nunchucks, are they? Bloody hell, because that is hella. A couple of Negan bats.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, did they have real barbed wire this time?
You know what the funny thing is? There is actually a con-safe Negan bat, because there was actually a bloke walking... Because that was the weird thing. There just seemed to be some weird inconsistencies in this rules, because there was a case of, yeah, you're not allowed to have a staff on the shop floor, except you could go onto the shop floor and you could buy a staff from the sword stand, because there was a bloke who obviously went to see Donnie Yen, and he just brought himself a waxwood staff, and I'm thinking... You can imagine my sort of annoyance, thinking, wait a minute, I got my hard stuff taken off me, but here's a bloke walking around with an actual white waxwood staff.
Well, they do tell you that if you do that, you can keep it wrapped up, but if you open it, you're liable to have it confiscated, but I guess he didn't care.
Okay, well, clearly security were... Well, they didn't care, because... And the other thing is, if your weapon gets checked, you get piece bounded, so you get a nice little yellow, tie-dye to see that it's been checked. Clearly he didn't have any, so yeah, he brought it from a vendor, and he posed, and yeah, because he was in the same photo line as me for posing for Donnie Yen. And oh yeah, I gotta get onto it. My experience of actually being a punter. very, very strange experience since, normally I go in cosplay. Yeah, well, I was in cosplay this time, so, I finally, I wasn't one of those so-called cosplayers that was just there taking up space. No, I was consuming. I was doing my God-given right, even though cynically it's a Comic-Con, and that complaint was levied against the fact that people didn't care about the comic table, and that was more a guest.
I've got to say the Comic Village area was pretty crowded. Because I like to pick up comics because I like to have stuff to read on the plane and things like that. And I've got to say, for pretty much everything I was picking up there, I was queuing for. And yeah, so the comic area, in my experience, was actually pretty crowded and pretty good. And yeah, sure, some people were just going there to just get out of the really crazy crowds. But yeah, based on my comic selling friends, it was a pretty good weekend in terms of, footfall and the amount they managed to sell.
Yeah, I got a friend who works at the Comic Village, and she sold a crap ton of artwork. So overall, she had a really good weekend, and she was moved as well. She started off in like a really good location. They changed the Comic Village around.
What?
So she ended up somewhere in a slightly bad location, like near an exit or something, and she wasn't particularly happy about it.
Did they tell her why? That sounds weird, because I used to sell comics, and that never happened to me. Go on,
yeah, but it turns out that she had a really good weekend anyway. It didn't really matter where she was placed. Her stuff sold really well. And she sold out of quite a few of the prints.
Try some beer.
Yay!
So, yeah, I don't know. I personally... Oh, crap. The beer's all fizzy now. I personally found, the Comic Village to be actually, pretty good. And again, my comic selling friends all said it was a good weekend. It's worthwhile. They managed to ship a lot of stuff. And I bought some nice presents for some friends overseas.
Excellent. I used to sell comics there, mind you. You had to be part of the discount table, because actually getting a table at MC... Yeah, you really have to pay for those fucking tables, bloody hell.
Not cheap.
No, not cheap, but at the same time, you pretty much got, the audience that you ideally want to sell to, because it was like, they want to buy an art print. An actual original art print by an actual artist, not a scumbag that just basically copied stuff from DeviantArt and is pirate to get, Yep, those scumbags.
Anybody who goes on DeviantArt, have you been there? It's like, ew, creepy, 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 creepy place.
Yep. Putting that sense of bleep back to work. Oh yeah, fuck! I gotta remember. I'm gonna do that later.
Yeah.
Beep.
I think you're probably gonna get sued by DeviantArt for that, actually.
The funny thing is, there's nothing necessarily wrong with DeviantArt. It's just there's something wrong with some of the people there. If you get what the hell, Chris.
There are some specialist interests there which I would prefer not to see.
Damn it. Are you sure you really want to attack DeviantArt for that? Because I'm pretty sure 4chan is actually a lot worse. And some darker Chan numbers, which we should not go into, because I don't want to take. You're entering the dark world. Never mind 4.
If you're saying something is okay because it is marginally better than 4chan, that is not a strong argument, Danny. That really, really isn't. There are a few things in the world not as bad, worse than 4chan. And some of those are other chans, as you said. But anyway.
I'm trying to remember now. I had this League of Scum and Villainy. I actually once said, 4chan that actually makes the MCM forum actually look clean.
Oh, God. It does so.
Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta do the chart of scum and villainy. So, so 4chan is somewhere at the bottom. The MCM group is somewhere just marginally above.
Hierarchy of shite.
I would say the top. I would, and obviously that's been censored again. But I would say the top. But some.
It'd be fairly high. Anyway, right. So, So so you got we got to meet Donnie Yen. You got a really cool picture with him, which you should put up, Danny.
He's so tall. He's so small.
Yeah, he is, but I wouldn't say that to his face because he did famously send 8 people to the hospital. So he's not.
But
So he's not just he's not just a movie star. He's an actual proper martial artist. Apparently, these 8 men accosted his wife, and they will definitely not do that again. I don't know about you, but what dumbass! What fucking dumbass! Of all the people you want to accost her, you accosted Ip Man. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check the timeline to see. It's like, did you idiots not see Ip Man? He will fuck you up. You know, he sort of. Did he not like take out like 20?
Man thing was before he was before Ip Man. I think it was like late 90s when that incident happened.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Still, though,
from what I read. So.
Yeah, but still, though, it's like that's Donnie Yen. He's still doing stuff like Heroes and all that stuff, wasn't he? He wasn't one of the heroes. But
What
yeah,
heroes?
The film Hero. Lee.
Jet Li.
Yeah, where Jet Li was famously that was supposed to be his last martial arts film ever, and that never really happened, did it?
Is Hero the one where he's like the caged fighter? And they got him on a leash.
No, that's another film you're thinking of. We're talking about obviously old China, and there's like a gazillion arrows being fired at him and stuff like that.
We need to have a martial arts film night, like all of us get together and just watch martial arts films. That'd be awesome. Get some beers, get some pizza, get some popcorn, and just loads of martial arts films.
There's just so many to choose
Jackie
from.
Chan, Bruce Lee, the whole lot.
No. Stephen Chow. We gotta have Kung Fu Hustle. Kung Fu Hustle. Oh fuck! I gotta watch that again.
Oh god, hell yeah!
That film was so funny.
Okay,
so good.
When you come up to Edinburgh, that's the film.
Yeah, we gotta get Kung Fu Hustle.
When you come up to Edinburgh, that's the film.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay, screw you guys. This is the greatest tangent ever. That the Beast is the greatest villain ever for just the.
No.
No, it's a bloke sitting on the bog, and it's like the fact that the sky is all cloud and swirly and all that. It's like he only checked himself into prison because I just couldn't be bothered. Oh god, I got it. I need to check that film out again. That film was.
I'm still the greatest villain ever. Don't you forget it.
Yeah,
we just talk over each other there.
We did it. But anyway, trying to get back on track. My experience of Donnie Yen and being a punter. I'll take this back. I will seriously take this back. I think my experience of because I even criticised this in our previous shows that I don't get these autograph events, but I do have to actually admit the way MCM handle it considerably a lot better than Showmasters. Far, far superior to how Showmasters ever handled it, because obviously Stanley, you were given a ticket, and you waited in line, and you waited in line, and you waited in line, and you still waited in line. And you stood next to him for like a couple of seconds. You were specifically told, no hand touching. Don't touch him. No, don't talk to him. And that was it.
Fist bump off of him.
No, that was it. You were not allowed any contact.
I got a fist bump off him.
You did? Oh.
Yeah, because I queued up for his auto and not a photo, so you actually got to speak to him briefly.
Yeah, I actually did do both actually. So, but the odd thing is, I ended up getting the photo before the actual autograph, and the actual way they handled, if you actually booked a photograph and an autograph, they actually gave you. Some of the volunteers were saying, all right, people that have got photographs. And yeah, you showed them your ticket. They actually gave you a little raffle ticket so you could actually rejoin the line. I thought that was actually really kind of cool. So it's like if you were nearer that, near
MCM.
Yeah, MCM. So how they handled the guest, quite superior to Showmasters. I mean, I admit I've not really done much guesting. I think the only other guest I saw was Alexander Siddiq, though he wasn't really that popular, and I think the line was really short, and you could have quite a long conversation. I had a really cool conversation with Alexander Siddiq. I was just complaining about, Alexander Siddiq, you're such a great actor, but you keep playing Arab princes and terrorists. Because it's a damn shame ever since the end of Star Trek that he's just kind of been he's been typecast. But when he was doing Deep Space Nine, you saw the full range. He's a proper actor. And then he was funny enough joking, funny enough, my next part I am an Arab prince. but anyway,
okay. I've got to say, when it comes to Showmasters, though, we'll see if they've improved from Stan Lee Day, because I'm going to LFCC. And I'm going to be seeing Adam West, amongst other people.
His final European...
We're going to find out whether Showmasters have improved or not.
His final European... Yeah, they do. Yeah, his final European... I've just kind of noticed this. Showmasters, they do love to milk it. It's a case of... It's what they did with Stan Lee, saying, this is the final chance you ever get to meet him, whereas rather distinctly, not so long ago, Stan Lee was citing stuff, I think was it Tokyo or Canada?
I know, but... On the other hand, hey, it's Adam West. I'm probably going... the Penguin needs to meet him. There's a bit of history going on there. And there's some other people I want to meet, like, Wash from Firefly. There's Hellboy. There's Abe. There's,
Too soon.
You mean Ron Perlman and Alec Tudyk? Yes.
Yes.
Too soon.
So there's a few people I want to meet.
Yep, Wash dies.
Since Serenity came out. Spoiler. Right. But anyway. So I will be going to LFCC in July. Probably do MC in Manchester on the Sunday, and so I'll let you know whether they've actually improved things or not. Because frankly, the Penguin needs to meet Adam West.
Oh, so you're not going to do Manchester 2 days of Manchester? I mean, okay, I'm not going Manchester full stop. I figured you'd just be going Manchester. Oh, don't tell me Showmasters are still doing the bollocks where they deliberately put or rather MCM hold their con at exactly the same time as a Showmasters events because they know they're going to stomp Showmasters into the ground.
Well, I think it's more... I don't think MCM do it deliberately. I think it's just the scheduling. That's kind of how it works out. But... that's a deal they used to do when they'd have like LFCC 1 week and then you'd MCM London the week after, and everyone's like, well, you know what, I'm going to save my money, I'm going to save my holiday time, we're going to MCM, despite everything. So maybe, who knows?
And we have Sophie up there, and we have Sophie up there. Sorry. I'll say, and we have Sophie up there where it's completely going over her head since you'll never set foot in London for a con, will you?
No, not really.
I know, we're doing a bang-up job sort of convincing you, aren't we?
It all just seems too busy and too expensive and too far away and just too much of a faff.
Terrorists.
I don't think... I don't think we can argue about too expensive.
Just like the hotel prices go up every year, the con tickets go up every year. It's expensive. You can't move around on Saturday.
That's what...
You know what? Screw that. No, for smaller cons.
This is why I really wanted to do this, because originally, quick rundown of MCM with Hannah, though she had to duck out, unfortunately, and we need to bring her back on because obviously there was a lot of cool WCS in this international cosplay I've never heard of. But again, we'll probably get the full story of her episode. But
I can one. It's
sweet.
Very quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Knows all about this one.
Okay, go on.
So, International Cosplay League. It's the inaugural year for it.
So it's brand new. Yes.
Yeah, it's the finals can be held in Spain, in Madrid, in September. It's sort of along ECG lines. I.e., you've got a team of 2, but the team competition is mainly based on performance.
Yes, I saw it. It's 60% performance, which is really interesting. Yes.
Yes, and then you've got a solo, which is mainly built on costume construction. So, our friends Jazz and Co are going to be representing the UK in Spain for that.
Jazz and Co. I'm not
they
familiar
did
with
really
that.
well.
I'm not familiar with
As
that.
in Jasmine. Bloodborne.
Jasmine Churchill. Yeah,
Yeah, I know
Churchill.
Jazz. I know Jasmine.
And her sister, whose name I've forgotten because I'm a terrible person.
Holly.
That's it. Yeah. So they will be
are,
the UK. I
think they're twins.
They are twins, yes.
Yeah.
And so and then for WCS, it was Frederica Lenoir who won that one, and who was the other one? But anyway, team of two going off to Japan for WCS.
Okay. How many teams entered this year? How many teams entered this year? Do you know?
About an 8. So it was relatively good turnout, but not amazing.
Well, considerably better than how Hyper Japan infamously mismanaged it. Yes.
Yeah, it was decent. I think the way it worked, although again I wasn't directly privy to this, is so the way it worked was everybody was in the same pool. The winners get to go to WCS, and the runners-up get to go to this other competition, this IC whatever it was.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I think they were probably struggling for numbers really for the other competitions. I think they kind of worked it that way.
I've never heard about this.
Would you be free?
I mean, in theory, they kind of overlap. They kind of overlap because they are both heavily based on, the marks are, rooted in performance. So I guess in theory, it makes sense. But at the same time, surely you should have separate contests for separate things. That's really interesting. I don't know.
I think you had the option
of
saying, I want to do this one, but not that one. However, what they said to people as well is, if you like, you can be entered for both. The overall winners go to WCS. These runners-up go to Madrid. So I think that I wasn't there. I'm not privy to this.
Okay, we definitely got to drag Hannah on to get the full story about this. Thank you, Dave. That's I don't know what to think about that. That's really weird. Sophie, what do you think of that?
It's really weird, but it's
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what? I mean, I'm really happy that she won. Like, costume's amazing. I saw some photos on Facebook.
What do you think about the principle that a runners-up gets to go to another separate? I don't know, because that's just really weird. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, in principle, that means because obviously that you still had to be the top of those number of teams, because 10 teams, and obviously competitive cosplayers. And I think I did see them on this happened on a Saturday, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay, because I think I might have seen them line up because they were literally writing picture. Actually, insert video rather, because I actually videoed them walking past me. Because hold up, let me see if this. Yep, much editing later. Right, here's my video. We've got start over. Yeah. Oh, we got Amanda. We got a Boba Fett. We got a Sun Wukong. We got a guy in the Skyrim armor.
That would be just for the masquerade.
Oh, just a regular one. I was about to say then.
The way it worked is they did a regular masquerade, and at the end of that, they did the people trying to qualify for the big competitions, and so the judges had their masquerade winner, the best performance winner, and then they had the two people who were going to be representing the UK, or the two teams, I should say. So, lots of people on stage, lots of prizes, which is cool.
Interesting. I don't know.
What was really funny...
go on.
What was actually really funny, though, was judges took a long time to decide. And so, basically, all the people in the competition got up on stage and danced the Macarena. But, the side people started playing it. So everyone was there, and, a load of the cosplayers from the crowd as well came up and were all dancing the Macarena while we were waiting for this to happen. And Granny got there dancing it as well.
What was it?
That was quite good fun.
No, that wasn't that. Was it? Was it there? I can't remember now. damn, that was a long time ago. That was a full decade ago or something like that. I awarded that.
Hey, Macarena.
Actually, no, longer than that. That was the 90s, because I remember it was in that stupid video game Fear Effect Retro Helix. Never mind, sorry. But
anyway, but that's kind of how it worked. But I think they were probably very short on people wanting to enter the international cosplay thing, and I think it was a good solution they had of entering one competition or the other competition or both competitions, and I think that was a good solution.
Okay, because as far as I'm aware, because WCS, you have to be of Japanese origin. That's in. So that means that the people that entered for the International Cosplay League, they couldn't enter for the WCS because obviously some of their costumes weren't eligible because they were not of Japanese origins.
Yeah, but every costume in that was of a Japanese origin. Hypothetically, if I brought the penguin along, he would be eligible just for one, but not for the other. But hey, these are sort of things which wouldn't be too much trouble to sort out ahead of time if you wanted to.
Okay. Because so as you say, it was just the inaugural year. Because I was trying to look it up, and I only just saw videos from this year, 2016, which I guess were just other qualifiers. I guess it's words escape me. Basically, it's the same as
inaugural.
No, not inaugural. Analogous. Yeah, that's it. Similar. I guess it's similar. Yep. Damn, my vocabulary is tiny. I need to read more Ponzi books. Anyway, I guess it's more similar to something like Cosplay World Masters then, though hopefully a little bit better run, because even though Bryony insisted she had a good time, I still believe she's suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, so just watch our last week episode for the full lowdown of, and decide for yourself whether or not she really did have a good time, or she's made to believe she had a good time.
Bryony is awesome. I will not have you dissing her.
I'm not dissing her. I'm just saying that maybe she's believing too hard that she had a better time than she actually did.
Doing big competitions and big finals it's fun, but it is it's hard work and it is stressful. So
well,
it's especially keeping you calm backstage. That is very stressful.
Fair enough, but still, I'm just saying, if you book a hotel, it should ideally be in your actual name, not Team England, and you have to be not waiting around to get your room like 2 hours later. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, I've been stranded at airports by my company before, so I can't really complain.
Okay. Fair enough. Man, that's quite a revelation. But I guess said before. Cosplayers are great. Sometimes the organizations into those things, not so. But anyway, I think that finishes up the competitive talk, and the Donnie Yen experience was, I have to admit, before we finish up, that was bloody tiring. It was like, I think I stood there all in all for like 7 hours just to, I can't say stand next to Donnie Yen because I didn't actually just stand next to him. I got to shake his hand. I thought, oh my god, it's Donnie Yen! I'm shaking Ip Man's hand, the Monkey King! I actually got to touch him! That's actually a lot more than what I did at the bloody Showmasters event. And then I got to pose. And as you say, Kristian, he is kind of short actually, but I won't say that to his face because he'd kick my ass. But like I said, 7 hours...
Yeah, just to sum up... 7 hours, Just to sum up MCM, from my perspective, having done the 3 days, I think it worked pretty well. You have your usual complaints about MCM, which, are fairly normal, but the reality is, for the people running cons that big, you've got less to complain about with them compared to any of their competitors these days. But, I go to LFCC with an open mind, and, perhaps things will be all better. I suspect not, but I will go there with an open mind, and I'll let you know.
For sure. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to talk about, was it just me, or were there certainly less people there and less cosplayers? Because I was thinking, wait, this is strange, because again, you know, you and me, Dave, we've been to the same cons. We have been there. You know, we were there in 2014 when lines wrapped around the building twice, and everyone fried to death.
Well, LFCC or MTM?
Yeah, LFCC, like the Stan Lee, you know, or just even past MCMs. It's like this Saturday didn't actually feel that bad at all. It felt I wouldn't say quiet because it was still busy in the busy sense, but it was like, no, this is actually manageable for once. And again, it could have just been my imagination.
I felt it. I felt the Friday was quiet. I felt the Saturday and Sunday were about normal. What I would say, though, is firstly, they had the whole Excel this time, which they haven't had on previous occasions. So that meant, you know, they had both halls, both the North and South halls, just the whole thing. So they had more room to basically go in there. I don't know if you remember last May, they had like a doctor's conference, which was taking up half of it.
I didn't go last year, so yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think the way they had it organised, because you actually get quite a good flow now down, you don't end up just kind of jammed in the corridor, not able to move anymore.
Okay.
So I think a combination of those things meant that it was probably numbers-wise, I think they probably handled the numbers better. I don't think there was that many fewer people, or no, I did a few more. What I would say, though, is, yeah, there were definitely less people in cosplay. Okay. But I don't know, that might have been something to do with just how bloody hot it was.
That could be a factor, but even still, the weather never seemed to ever deter cosplayers apart. And it's like, I'm just curious whether or not, is this... Maybe I'm thinking too deep. Is this finally the bubble has popped? Because it was the case of I was asking around. A lot of other people were saying, yeah, you know what? Yeah, there were fewer cosplayers, and some people were even saying some of them were less than stellar than usual. I was looking at all the group photo shoots. They were considerably smaller now because in the past, I was like looking at the Game of Thrones photo shoot, a lot smaller than they used to be.
I'm not there.
To be fair, if I had a Game of Thrones costume, I would not be wearing it that weekend.
Yeah,
I hate.
Like, I wore it when I last wore Renly. It was May 2015. It was ridiculously hot. I wore it for 3 hours and went, no, I'm going back to the hotel and getting changed. And went back. I was like, because like with the tunic, the cloak, and armor, I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I just watched that.
And then I was on Sky 2 nights later, and it was like, it's boiling hot in the studio. I want to die.
Now that you mention it, a lot of people in my feed were just saying that they just changed out their costumes. I don't know. Maybe perhaps it's because I'm that hardcore. Because obviously you're talking about the guy that dressed up as Connor, which is a winter outfit, and went to Atlanta. And walked around like that all day, and I did not care.
Penguin in Atlanta, yes, Penguin in Atlanta as well. So.
Yeah, and didn't care. The fact that I just find it a bit weird that, oh my god, I'm so hot, I'm just going to change out 3 hours later, that maybe it's just I'm just that much of a nutter, but it's true. I did see a lot of people in my feed saying, yep, and I only lasted 3 hours in my outfit, I'm changing out, so that possibly could have been, I think, yeah, you're probably right, there were probably the same amount of numbers, but due to a combination of the heat, perhaps the security issues. Some people, because they couldn't have their full props, that they just couldn't be bothered anymore.
Maybe, and certainly you didn't see the sort of big builds there. But again, that might again be a heat thing. I wouldn't want to be in, say, Space Marine armor that weekend. And I imagine that was the sort of thing which would get very closely looked at by security as well. It's So maybe, who knows? I guess October or the other cons will give us more visibility on this. But yeah, it was definitely a hot weekend, and also having to walk around the outside of the Excel all the way. Most people would have had to do that in a costume in the heat. Yeah, I could see that potentially being a thing. Who knows? I just felt there were a few less cosplayers there, but hey.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're gonna probably more weather then rather than it's popped because I had people on my feed saying, "Oh, cosplay's becoming an elitist hobby, so not a lot of people are bothered now because unless you look like you're a member of the UK garrison, then you shouldn't bother cosplaying."
Well, you've had that crap for God knows how long, and it hasn't put people off before. I don't think it's that, but I guess time will tell.
You hear Cash and suck a dick.
More censoring.
Why do we get Kristian on this show? Is it just to get the bleep machine in action?
Yeah, so that way he keeps me on my toes, and I like having him around. So it's my show. I can do what the hell I like. and that's contribution to me, and that's contribution enough. But okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair enough. Because all right, I say okay, we put it down to the weather then. Again, I thought it might have just been a combination of the heightened security, so some people couldn't be bothered, and I guess some people were just legit scared because a lot of people are scared because this happened in Manchester, that they don't want to go to a place that especially MCM love to boast. Yeah, we have 133,000 people here, which yes.
Yes, I mean, being serious here, I think everybody has been concerned that something like this could, like that horrible thing that happened in Manchester, could potentially happen at a con. I think everybody, that has been on everybody's mind for many years now. Can you really, if somebody is that determined, guarantee to stop it? I think not. But I think, at least in my opinion, MCM and the XL did what was probably, a sensible, measured response here.
Very reasonable, because it's like, as you were saying, they didn't force people to, unrealistically, you need a clear plastic bag, which is the case of, yes, that's a very common item. You can just, you can go to a Superdrug and buy that, innit? Safe.
Yeah, or saying, you're not allowed to bring water in or anything like that. No, they were sensible. We will check your bag. We will have police here. We will have sniffer dogs around. You know what I mean? And I think you can never guarantee security or anything like that, but I think it was the best compromise you could probably get out of that one. Not being an expert on how you secure one of these things, I couldn't really give any advice other than, carry on with what you're doing. And, but yes, there's always a risk. But hey, you risk yourself crossing the street.
But anyway, talking about heightened security, because...
To be fair, I said this on the last podcast, I flew like a week after 9/11 happened, and it didn't put me off flying.
You got to live your life, haven't you?
Damn straight.
If I die, I die.
Okay.
Everyone dies.
You're a fatalistic person. I like that. I like that. Yeah.
He is correct.
We are all going to die. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we're going to die.
I kind of would hope it does kind of matter how I die, because I'd rather die rather peacefully than rather violently, if you know what I mean. Given the choice. Yeah. Just saying.
Age 90, with a pile of money in a jacuzzi surrounded by hot women. That's kind of how I want to die.
No, really, Dave? That's kind of boring. My way of going out would be actually. Do you know what? That's a good choice, Dave. I would choose that one.
No, find your own death. This is mine. I'll do it in the full penguin makeup as well. Just to make it,
this is why the show is pre-recorded, because I get to censor out myself and Kristian. La 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 la.
So anyway, do you know the other news for MCM?
Yes.
Yes, you do, because I sent you the link to this. Why didn't you read it out?
Okay, you know what? I got to read this, but I don't know if I can keep a straight face. Unfortunately, it is from our favourite rag, the Sun.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
let's do it
Who
like
has indeed hit?
let's do this like this life, you know, with those really cool voiceovers. Blazing row erupts between Flash Gordon and the Incredible Hulk at Comic-Con. Flash Gordon and the Incredible Hulk were separated by fans during a blazing row at the comic convention. Actor Sam J. Jones played Flash Gordon in the 1980s film and 1970s Hulk Lou Ferrigno. I probably should actually maximize this before I did this. Oops. Okay, here we go. Oh. Yes, yep, we're showing the articles on screen.
Professional.
I'm a professional cosplayer, don't you know?
I don't know about you, but admittedly, Flash, he does look hench, but that's the Hulk. That's Lou fucking Ferrigno.
You beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, my money is on Lou Ferrigno. I'm just saying.
My money is definitely on the Hulk, yeah.
Bad shout anyone.
I have seen what the Hulk did to Loki. We've all seen that.
Sorry.
God.
Sorry. There are some excellent sound bites. I mean, yeah, this show has now devolved into sound. But Daryl 25 from Chelmsford, Essex says, yeah, Chelmsford. That's an Essex lad. Damn, what's an Essex voice? Ugh. Blinding, innit? Flash Gordon was telling Hulk to go home. No, what? Sorry, what kind of a voice was that? Jesus Christ!
You've lost me there, Danny.
Damn it! That's why we need Jake on the show. You know what? Yeah, we need to get Jake on the show to do voiceovers like points of view. That's what we're going to need to do on the show next time.
Jake, I want you to do this one as Marvin the Martian.
Yes, Your Highness.
When you're not turning up for autographs, make me really, really angry. No, Jake does it so much better. Cut that out, damn it, it's terrible. Now carry on, Danny.
Wow, for real, I didn't even. Okay, I can't believe I missed this, and this is why I have guests. They point these damn things at. The Hulk versus Flash Gordon.
Save the universe.
Don't diss that soundtrack. That is the greatest soundtrack to ever grace film.
Freddie, much respect for the Flash soundtrack.
Not just the Flash soundtrack, the Highlanders one too. You see, if Freddie was still around, he'd be scoring more excellent films.
Yeah, because Queen did the Highlander as well, which was awesome.
Yeah, Prince. Yeah, we are the princess of the universe. And I can't insert it in, or we'll get copyright YouTube flag. But that was an epic song.
Yeah, trying to sing Freddie stuff's really difficult because he had a huge range.
He did, didn't he? I can't remember now. He had a higher range than Bowie, or was it the other way around, or that Bowie could go higher or lower? Oh yeah. Can't remember.
Both of them did. Anyway, carry on.
So Daryl said there were a lot of finger jabbings and it was getting pretty nasty. To be honest, yeah, this actually nicely segues into our next section, because this was going to be a news article that was going to be part of the whole cosplay and security follow-up. Because shortly after we did our cosplay and security episode last week, what goes and happens at Phoenix Comic-Con, a nutter with real weapons gets arrested while he was attempting to assassinate Jason David Franks.
Oh well.
Yeah. Why do we?
Somebody is not a fan of the Green Ranger.
Explain to me, why do you not like the Green Ranger? Because as far as I'm aware, a lot of people like him. So,
right, I used to follow him on social media, and he's got such an ego. He's like, "I'm the best Power Ranger." It's like, shut up. You were in a few seasons, and that's all you're famous for. Jesus Christ, like. That's all he's lived on is, I'm the green and white Power Ranger.
Yeah, but is that enough though?
And that's worth a death sentence?
Well, no, he just thinks he's better. He just thinks he's better than everyone.
Because he thinks he's better than everybody, because he is.
Because he challenged CM Punk to a fight, and it was like,
well,
and then he just wouldn't stop fucking hammering on about it. He was like, CM Punk won't fight me. It's like, yeah, because you're a 40-year-old dad.
I'm pretty sure that might have been scripted, or actually,
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is publicity stunts. It's like a script WWE.
No, but CM Punk didn't want anything. Like, didn't even say anything to him. So he just made all this shit up.
It's fine. It's basically the publicity agent says, yeah, start dissing this guy and we'll get some headlines and make some money. And you do it, and the other guy's like, oh, God, I couldn't care less. But yeah, whatever.
But the whole point...
So the story is... Sorry, Danny. This guy, who clearly has some, shall we say, mental health issues... came to con with a whole load of weapons.
A veritable arsenal, yes.
Having said to people, yeah, there's going to be trouble there, that kind of stuff. Somebody who knew him reported to the police that this was happening. He came to con. He actually got inside the building. Went and worked quite hard to avoid security and the peace bonding, stuff like that. The police actually found him sitting on a bench on the second floor of the con. And, realised he was quite heavily armed, called for backup, and arrested him, maybe using sort of tasers and stuff. And, yeah, so he's now been taken off. I say mental health issues with this chap.
I just want to say something. I said this on previous podcasts before about, New York Comic Con banning anything that isn't foam or... isn't anything that isn't just foam or cardboard. Yet, New York has an open carry license. How the fuck did he get into a con with weapons?
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure New York. I'm pretty sure maybe the state of New York has an open carry, but I'm pretty sure the city itself you are not allowed to obviously be openly armed.
And the con itself as well.
Yeah.
Just because there's an open carry thing doesn't mean this is my building. Yeah. I can make the rules about people not open carrying in there. But,
but it's just how the fuck did he get in with... How many guns did he actually have? Or knives?
He had a load of them.
He had a lot of weapons.
He had a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Basic...
But, he got in somehow, bypassing security. That is true.
And New York Comic Con bans anything that is deemed dangerous, yet they have fucking guns.
Yeah,
America is fucking dumb.
Sweeping statement.
Fucking Christ.
But I don't know. Because again, it's going back to the security issue, and it's kind of interesting because in America, in particular, because obviously when we went to Dragon Con, Dave, I would dare say that the security at the aquarium was actually far more stricter than at the actual guest hotels, because. I would
agree with that because they only checked your badges and they'd check any weapons were peace bonded. If they weren't peace bonded, they'd point you off to go to speak to these people. They will check your weapons and peace bond you. But no one actually checked you going through that. So I would agree with you there, actually, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah, and considering I was an assassin with 2 flintlocks, though admittedly they did look very fake. Obviously my giant axe looked like a very plastic axe, and my sword was a very plastic-looking sword, and my tomahawk was clearly not going to cut paper. But I still had flintlock pistols, and for the best of my knowledge, nobody ever checked that. And though, again, they were. I think the first year I went, they were erring on the fake side. When I went again this year, just a tad more realistic because they were made from actual wood stock and all that. But because of this, a lot of places, not just in America, have been heightened now. Apparently there's a con coming up in Sheffield, and it wasn't the con organisers, but the venue themselves have just swept through blanket bans now. So it's like somebody with a very pink, Gears of War retro lancers. You're not allowed that, even though if you look at what a retro lancer is, for those unfamiliar, it's the big assault rifle from Gears of War.
It's got a chainsaw on it.
Yeah, with a chainsaw on it. You kind of think
how many real guns are that?
Well, yeah, because it's let's be honest, it's a very exaggerated weapon. It's like nobody would. Yeah, it is just literally like a cartoonish caricature of a massive weapon. Because real guns, they're not actually that big. If you think about it, because real guns, they're quite small because obviously people have to carry around all day. But a retro lancer, that's it's about that big, and in particular, the person's one was, and yeah, it was all pink. So, but nope, that's banned.
So I don't think the colour you choose to paint it necessarily, guarantees you whether you can get through or not.
No, true.
Again, I do think erring on the side of caution. I don't particularly have a problem with that. And so long as I think it's okay. I mean, again with this guy, was it Phoenix Comic Con, something like that?
The infamous one that we talked about was the infamous volunteer thing. Yeah, I quite like how everything gets back to each other. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was to a certain extent pure luck that this guy, obviously made his feelings known. I think on social media or something like that, and then somebody
on Facebook saying he was gonna.
Yeah, he's a real life Punisher.
Weapons and he was gonna go and kill people, and he was the Punisher, and I'm just like.
Oh dear.
There are people, say, with mental health issues out there, who, and unfortunately some of them will come to Comic-Cons or the related events. I mean, I remember that guy who thought he was a Joker when the Dark Knight opening was. That was not a horrible, horrible incident. But I don't... You got to find a balance for it, I guess. But just because a gun is painted pink doesn't mean security don't need to check it.
I don't know, but there's still inconsistencies in my opinion on the rules because, although I don't know, it's perfectly reasonable because, if you were, let's say, a stormtrooper, because there were a lot of death troopers still walking around with their guns, but, quite clearly those are sci-fi weapons and they're from, the UK garrisons.
Technically,
also stormtroopers can't shoot anything anyway, miss.
Fair enough.
Yeah, technically, Star Wars weapons aren't sci-fi. They're actually based on real weaponry, so they can be caught out sometimes.
Yeah, if they're made out of metals, although I can't, apparently...
I think it's whether...
Most of them are resin cast these days.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's easier to make them.
So, security, you'd hope they know what they're looking for, and, they're peace bonding and that kind of stuff. But... I guess, and the other thing is, security get the final say on this, which is MTM's rules as well. This is the kind of stuff they're going here, but if security say this is not allowed, well, tough. They get the final say.
But it's just kind of curious now because some cons just had a blanket ban of absolutely no weapons. Though it was kind of similar to what happened in I think it was Gamescom I think it might have been Gamescom where people that. They, instead of having weapons, they just had little. I think it was on the Overwatch group where because their weapons got banned, they just had little big signs saying "pew pew" or "this was my rifle." Making the most out of it, but still.
Well, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I got worried about.
Yeah.
And a rifle getting taken off me when it's finished. That I was eventually going to get 3D printed, but then because I thought, it might be too weighty.
Yeah, probably will be, yes, because as Bryony was complaining, her bow was pretty much her left arm was actually bigger than the others now.
The thing is,
3D printing is not that heavy.
Well, the thing is with 3D printing is you can get a lot that heavy. The inside of it is... Anyway, sorry.
Well, I made it out of foam anyway, like it's all made out of foam now, but the main thing is you got security, and I get they have to check weapons. I get that. And, a lot of them are unrealistic, and you get the odd idiot that tries to bring like actual metal or something that's not correctly tipped or, whatever. The one thing that bothers me, and this is the one thing that always worries me whenever I go to con, is the power-hungry security guard.
Damn straight, yes.
Just anything off you, even if it's a cheap toy. Like, I'm going to Comic-Con on Saturday, and I was going to go as my old Winter Soldier Bucky, and he has a couple of guns on him. Now,
yeah, you might want to leave them.
In light of the recent event that happened a while ago, I've decided, well, I'm going to swap up and do Civil War Bucky because weapons are optional with that one, so I can just wear that and they won't bother.
Bananas.
Or just, no, big sign saying, this is my gun, pew pew.
But the one, it's like, I haven't personally had this happen to having my weapons taken off me.
No, same here, apart from last week, sorry, yeah.
You get the power-hungry staff and the security guards that just think that they can take anything off you, even if it's a toy. Like, even if it's, like, just plastic. And, there were so many weapons that were being... Like, when I was at MCM Bram, there were so many weapons being checked and taken off people that were for real dumb reasons. I don't know how the fuck I got past security with my, Assassin's Creed stuff. I mean, they did check me, but and they said that was fine. Yet my friend had a cane taken off her that was like a toy one.
Not the Jacob Kane one.
No, we didn't have our canes taken off us, but I have a friend who was dressed as the Joker, and she had a cane taken off her,
Might
like
be
a
hard,
Joker cane.
with hardwood.
I don't know what it was made out of, but luckily security were like totally fine. But I have had incidences before where at one point I was at Cardiff MCM a couple of years ago dressed as Winter Soldier Bucky. Obviously he's got a couple of toy guns on him. This security guard pulled me out of the queue in front of the whole line and patted me down. It wasn't that I was like, okay, they've got to check, but it was more embarrassing than it was, like, literally the whole, like, line down the building could just see this security guard just, like, patting me all down, and I was like, oh, it's so embarrassing.
Why you? Yeah, hold up. Why you?
She isn't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had, like, a mask on, so you couldn't see my face, so I just pulled, like, an angry eye, like, an angry expression with my eyes to show how pissed off I was. I didn't say anything. But, like, I was just, like, I was more embarrassed more than it was...
Yeah, but why? I'm just thinking, why you though? Because, you're not the biggest...
terrorist.
Well,
I'm not...
I
mean, not the most intimidating Winter Soldier, am I? I think I'm one of the shortest, apart from children. Yeah. Who cosplay Winter Soldier, but that happens with all my cosplays. But I was just stood there next to my mate Scott, who was cosplaying Captain America, and we literally just stood there. We weren't doing anything. I had my ticket in my hands like this. I was like, "Yeah, come on!" And like this security guard, he looks at me and goes, and I was like,
"Yeah,
hey," and he's like, "Yeah, come here." And like just pulled me out and like was checking all my weapons and checking my whole costume, and I was just stood there like.
Which version of the Winter Soldier? So that way I'm going to put it on screen now for the benefit of the viewers.
Oh, it was like the Winter Soldier, where he had like the mask and all the guns and stuff.
Slap.
I mean, I can get that they want to check me, but at the same time, could you have not have done that as I was walking in while there were, it's a bit more discreet. It was just a bit embarrassing having that, I can still remember me standing there and everyone staring at me, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But I think that's the worst encounter I've had with a security guard, and I'm wondering how bad I'm going to get it when I go.
Kleptomania, because that's this is a good question, because as we were
I got nearly arrested at kleptomania.
What? Okay, explain yourself.
So what year is this? 2011?
Alright, a while ago.
2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I was with someone dressed as Chris Redfield, and we parked in IKEA because there was no parking at MK Don Stadium this time because it was packed.
Oh, when it was at Milton Keynes, okay.
The bear kleptomania.
Okay.
The first time in Birmingham, so I'll give you a lowdown once it's over.
So basically, we're in IKEA. We parked in IKEA because it's across the road, literally across the road. And then, so we're going for lunch, and obviously Chris Redfield's got a shotgun. This one was clearly plastic. Some guy actually put it in the boot of the car because obviously we're not going to take it indoors to IKEA to have lunch. we walked with the shopping, and some guy comes up to us out of the blue and goes, "Is that a real shotgun?" And it's like, no. Like, we even showed it to him and gave it to him. It was plastic. And then so we had lunch, went back, got the stuff back out the car, went back over to the com, and then like all of a sudden there's this police officer, well, 2 police officers walking up to us, and they're like, "Oh, we've had a report of an incident in IKEA car park," and we're like, "Okay," and it's like we just need to check the car, the car. It's like, all right, cool. So check the car. Oh, that was it. No, we didn't take the shotgun back because it broke. It broke when we put it in the boot. And basically, we got the police to the car in their car, and then basically they were like, "Okay, get in the car keys." They opened the boot. They picked it up and saw that it was broken, and they're like, "Oh, okay." It's like they're like, "Oh, we were so like there was armed police ready to come over." And it's just like, right, you could see that like literally, the stadium's here, and IKEA was here. You can clearly see the people around, and it's like and like they were like, "It's cool, don't worry about it." They just gave us a ticket for like a warning.
Do you genuinely think the police have got a warning that there's people with what looks like a shotgun in the car park? Do you genuinely think the police aren't going to check that out?
No, but it's just weird that it's just weird that the guy came up. We actually gave the guy the shotgun to hold, and then he reported us to the police anyway.
Well, you don't know if it was him. You don't know.
There was no one else around us.
Well, okay, fine, but you don't. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean it was him. You know, with the free Bucky thing, somebody saw him out of an office window. I believe.
No, actually, Kyle was actually in the toilet getting changed, and then someone walked in on him.
But anyway, you know, you can't. The police receive a report that there's some guys wearing some pretty strange stuff, you know, with a shotgun. They are going to check it out.
Actually, I was in plain civilian clothing. So.
Yeah. But they went and checked it out and said, "Yep, that's blatantly a broken bit of plastic and not a shotgun. It's cool." You know, I don't. You know, the police have got to deal with this if they get the report.
But it's just the fact that IKEA was literally right next to the stadium, and there was so many other people with bigger weapons. It was just really annoying.
Well, yeah, and the police are keeping their eyes open as well. Yeah, fine, but nothing happened over it. The police had to check it out. You know, the police got the report. They had to check it out.
And that was
because imagine if you were then they're going, "Oh, they're probably cosplayers," and you go and rob IKEA. That'd be quite embarrassing.
I'll rob a cupboard.
I
take this coffee table. This past Harber.
I heard they use some really killer meatballs, so you know, don't discount that possibility. But anyway, then, you know, if you bring up an incident, that, you know, police are just going to be cautious because, well, weapons and stuff, and that was, well, to be honest, we've been under terror threats for ages, because you say that was in 2011, 2012, because, you know, 7/7, you know, that happened in 2005, so, you know, it's, I don't know, this is not the end. Dare I say it, security risks are going to be the norm, and, you know, with what recently happened with the David Jason Francis and that Comic-Con and some bands, then, you know, it's going to be heightened. They're going to get lower, but at the same time, I think the common occurrence we should just notice, this always happens with guns. You know, this will probably never happen with, if you're an Aloy cosplayer with a very massive, exaggerated bow, or something like that, or, you know, if you're...
Aren't legal either. Bows aren't illegal either.
Yeah. Or, you know...
or strong bows. They don't want them... If you're going with an actual bow, I think that could be a problem.
No, you by law you're allowed to carry a bow.
Do you know what, Kristian? You've said the same gag 3 times now. I'm vetoing your gag. You cannot say you can kill Welsh people.
Only in Chester.
Right? No.
Not anymore.
You've fulfilled your quota. I have now
Dave, it's an old bylaw. It's
4 times now you've mentioned you can kill Welsh people with a
if
bow.
you go to, if I'm just.
The Parliament did an act where they got rid of that and loads of others really stupid, obsolete laws, right? No, they got rid of all of these. So
Whoa!
no, it is
So
no
you've been
longer
wrong?
illegal not to practice your archery on a Sunday.
So fake news! So fake news, Kristian. You've been misinforming
Yeah,
us.
go and go to Chester, shoot a Welsh person and see what happens to you.
I'm not gonna go to
Trust me,
Chester.
you will be going to jail.
Why would I want to go to Chester where it's just orange people?
What? Orange people?
It's footballer wives.
Land or the White House.
No, it's just footballers' wives.
Right, anyway. But,
Okay, I think,
right,
that's the end of
what
our...
was your points, Danny?
Well, the point... Nope, heightened... Yeah, that was it. Heightened security. I think... this is just... Yeah, as you were saying, this is just heightened security now. This is just what we're going to have to live with, and this just seems to... This just seems to be a current occurrence with just guns. It just will not generally occur with, things that are just super exaggerated or, clearly sci-fi, since, if you're a stormtrooper... Yeah, you can get away with it because it's a blaster. It's a very, it's very sci. Let's be honest. There's still a distinct difference between a silhouette of a blaster, even though it's based on a real gun, compared to, let's say, an AR-15, which is a pretty real gun that a lot of people are familiar with.
Most Americans have one.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Stormtrooper can't hit anything. They can't hit a walk at point blank range.
Funny enough, funny enough,
There's a
they
lot
did.
of killing in Rogue One, so...
Quite surprising, a lot of killing.
They killed Chirrut.
Yes, I'm still not happy about that. Though, to be honest, they killed everybody else. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Anyway.
Everyone died.
That's just the exception which proves the rule.
Okay. And, that wraps up the episode. We just have enough time because this is my damn show and I was going to talk about it anyway, to talk about our goofing off section. But before I selfishly indulge in Wonder Woman, and you are wrong, Kristian, apparently Wonder Woman is saying things, critically acclaimed, fresh rating. But anyway...
I said it was going to be good.
No, you know what? No, Rags! I am going to insert the episode who said, what everybody's saying from the set, it was going to suck. I could do that! I've got evidence!
I don't remember saying... I didn't say it was going to suck.
I'm inserting the clip right in now.
I don't remember saying it sucked.
Alright, the clip just played. The clip just played. You are now contradicting yourself. But anyway, Sophie, what has been causing you to goof off?
The Overwatch anniversary event, and I worked down my local theatre helping out with the costumes, so I've been very busy. That's
not goofing off though, that's actually doing work, that's being responsible. Okay, so just Overwatch, so you have not been
let's just say the Overwatch event has taken over. I mean, apart from the loot boxes have been absolute shit.
Yeah, well, there's I'm sorry, because they did, I think, in order to buy everything, it's like you have to get 50,000 gold, which is literally twice as much as past events, so you are...
Like the most expensive event ever, and it's ridiculous. Like, I bought a box of 50 loot boxes on the first night.
I've never bought 50, bloody hell!
It was not worth it at all. I think I got like 2 skins and about 3 or 4 dance emotes, and the rest was just player icons.
You did get enough. You did get it. Yeah. Well, you did get enough gold, didn't you, to at least get some of the stuff you actually wanted, though? Because I used to buy.
Yeah, the gold that gets given to you, I got enough to get the little bits that I wanted. But I doubt. Like, usually I buy like 50 at the start of the event, and then I'll play through. How many, like, I just keep playing and playing, and then I might buy another chunk of loot boxes at the end if there was anything else I wanted, but there's really nothing. It's a real shit thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a new hero coming on like the 6th anyway, so,
Okay. Hopefully he'll be viable and actually change the game, as opposed to, I think the only hero that's actually done that is Anna. The other two have been, I don't ever see them played, so whatever. Dave! What has caused... because it's the procrastination section, have you been actually able to procrastinate, or have you been an actual hard-working, tax-paying contributor to society? Damn, where the hell did that come from? Anyway.
Have I been actual working? Yeah, mainly, actually. But because I'm in the lovely, wonderful town of Rekia, which, if you look at my Facebook page, I've put all these wonderful photos up. It is an amazing town. The food is so good here. Ice cream everywhere. Lots of beers. And Rekia FC have won the Croatian League and Cup double for the first. There's been lots of party time here in the city. So, yeah, basically no cosplay, a lot of partying.
Okay.
And, and Roman Abramovich's yacht is in town. So possibly Roman Abramovich as well. And it's a pretty damn huge yacht.
I would imagine so. That Russian money. Yeah.
Blood money.
Yes. He is not short of a bet or two.
Bought a football team just for the lols.
So, yeah, yes, pretty much. So, basically, yeah, I have been enjoying myself here when I've been not working, and the job is, hey, the usual rubbish,
Okay,
but hey,
so
they pay me for it, so I can't complain.
So nothing media-based then, so nothing too geeky. So nothing too geeky as well. Been taking distractions then.
Not really. I've been vicariously watching the election go on and giggling a lot.
Right, no, we do not talk about elections on the show. It is depressing as fuck, and it is a dark void.
Eurovision.
Oh my God, Eurovision. No, we don't have enough time.
Eurovision.
No, we don't have enough time for Eurovision. I know we say we're going to talk about it because, no, I want to talk about Wonder Woman. Kristian, quite clearly, you are procrastinating already, so we don't need to explain that.
And it's the whole podcast.
So there's no explanation from you. It's The Witcher 3, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's because I want to do Geralt in the future. So
all right. So where are you in the Witcher? Have you done the Red Baron quest yet?
Let's wait. Red what? Bloody Baron?
Yeah, the Bloody Baron.
Yeah, that done ages ago. I'm on Skellig Island at the moment.
Oh, the one with the people with all the Irish accents. Sweet.
Yeah, I just think it's
Well, we're losing you, bruv.
I think they're just Scottish people.
Really? Okay, I thought they were Irish because apparently
because they're called clans. So I just assume that's Scottish because it's based on European cultures.
All right, because I remember there was one of my favorite YouTubers, Gavin Dunn, was saying that he really likes Gallagher because apparently the accents, they had like legit Irish accents, and he's an Irishman himself, so yeah, he would know what a good accent is, as opposed to the Lucky Charms sort of leprechaun accents which piss him off. But anyway, I'm going to use the last
Lucky Charms.
I'm going to use the last couple of minutes to gush over Wonder Woman. Oh my God, Wonder Woman!
Don't say gush over Wonder Woman.
No,
that could be taken out of context.
That depends upon what a filthy mind. I have only the purest intent, and that's kind of ironic because the funny thing about Wonder Woman is because in theory you got a lot of half-naked women in Amazons. You would think it'd be really cringy, but the way it was filmed, they actually just made them. I don't know. It's kind of interesting because I'm getting so much trouble saying about this. I guess it's what you would call the male gaze, because whenever you see a male director directing women. Yeah, you know what he's doing, innit? you blatantly know. Yeah, you know what he's up to. Kind of like how when Michael Bay was directing the Transformers movie, and yeah, you know what Megan Fox. He got Megan Fox to do. Whereas,
okay. Can I just say Michael Bay is the worst example of everything, including humanity.
He's like Hitler of film.
No, I'm going to defend Michael Bay.
He would like it.
No, I'm sorry. No,
Megan Fox actually said he was like Hitler, didn't she?
Maybe,
he
did. Maybe, but
he ruined Transformers.
I quite like Bayformers.
And he ruined Turtles.
I actually like that as well.
Get out.
I'm sorry. It's like
and
Michael
he ruined Pearl Harbor.
All right, I won't defend that. All right, I can't defend that. He did ruin Pearl Harbor. But in my honest opinion, Michael Bay is at least honest. You sort of. Come on, it's a meme now. If you see Michael Bay's name, you know exactly what you're getting. It's like you're going to get stupid amount of explosions, really jingoistic, sort of themes. Because he's on like really good terms. You've noticed that Michael Bay is on really good terms with the US, with the Department of Defense, which is why he always gets really, really good. But no,
the other thing I like about Michael Bay is when they take the piss out of him in things like the Lego Movie. It's really, really cute and funny. You like the Bayham thing, but in Lego, it's very cool.
Okay, by the way, back to my point. No, Wonder Woman and before we got sadly derailed. No, Wonder Woman was damn cool, and it was like the way this Patty Jenkins filmed it. The Amazons were just proper badasses. It was like it was like, wow, this is like some really, really, this is like some really, really slick action. And the other thing that I really liked was I think I've said this on my rambling video the other night, which unfortunately is only open to a couple of people, but it had a really grounded feel, because I thought, I've read, because funny enough, Wonder Woman is actually one of my favorite DC comics, and Themyscira actually looked like Themyscira. It was actually really, really faithful. I'm not going to give too many spoilers away, but it was a case of, if you read the comics, wow, they put that in, sweet. But it was like the way it was filmed. It was like I think it was like similar to Lord of the Rings. They just did digital extensions and stuff like that. Whereas I don't know, something like, let's say, because the comparison I was making was something like, let's say, 4, where it's just blatantly green screen. It's just a massive processed city. I mean, okay, I guess you got to do that with Asgard, because you got a Rainbow Road, for Christ's sakes. But it's like
everyone needs a Rainbow Road.
Not if you play Mario Kart. But anyway, but it's like, Themyscira looked like a proper real place, and I thought, wow. And there was like and yeah, it was a really, really good film. Although, to be honest, it had the advantage of being like a really, really clean film. But all I can definitely say is, yep, Wonder Woman, watch it. Oh, pro tip! This is the pro tip before anything else. When you see the end credits, just walk out the cinema. There is no extras whatsoever. And that was actually really annoying, because me and like 10 other people, they're going to add some extra. No, there wasn't. So me and 10 other people just kind of felt right old stupid. So there are no extras bits in the end credits. So when those credits starts rolling, just walk out the cinema. But
it's already been banned.
What is?
Wonder Woman's already been banned in Lebanon.
Why would they ban it in Lebanon?
Well, that's great, because we don't live anywhere near Lebanon, so.
It's because Gal Gadot is.
Oh yes, Israeli, yes.
So they're in a massive war with Israel at the moment. So they.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
even though they didn't ban Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, but because she was hardly in that film. Admittedly, I have to admit that. But I guess because she's front and center, and Gal Gadot was at one point Miss Israel. So I think that's probably.
And she's in the army.
No wonder she can bloody no wonder she can bloody move then. Okay, fair dues. There you have
it. Everybody has to serve in the Israeli army, pretty much.
Yeah, national service.
Yeah, there's national service, unless there's certain exceptions, but mostly. I've got a question for you though, Danny, because you've seen this and I haven't.
Yes.
Right, so it's obviously a lot better than any of the recent DC films.
Apparently, my opinion doesn't matter. Apparently. Yeah, apparently my opinion. Yeah, yeah, people comparing it to The Dark Knight. I'm not really quite sure how that works out, because the thing about The Dark Knight was, Christopher Nolan, he did a really weird thing with the Batman film, which I don't necessarily like, because Christopher Nolan wanted to put an extraordinary person in an ordinary world, whereas I was still with Batman when, the Tim Burton Batman where the world was stylized. To me, that was more interesting to me, whereas Christopher Nolan's, there was a lot of reality. And I think they keep saying that because it's set in World War One, which is grim. There's no getting around it. It is bloody grim as fuck. Because obviously, but yet because of its PG-12 rating, I just did not get that sense of the Nolan reality where it was a little bit more grimy. I mean, it was grimy because when I went to London, the first thing Wonder Woman says is, "This place is hideous." And obviously, be a fellow London, I agree with you. London does suck.
But the thing is, though, I understand where you're coming from with that. But The Dark Knight is a really, really well-made film. All the actors in it, and obviously people, go for the Joker and everything. But Heath Ledger was amazing, but so was everybody else. Everybody was absolutely on top form for that film, and it's a really quality bit of work. it's a really well-made film.
Again, this is where I don't know where
How does Wonder Woman stack up for that?
I don't know why people are comparing it to The Dark Knight. It is just a different kind of film. It's like comparing, dare I say it, an orange to an avocado. It's just completely different because.
Okay. Let's rephrase this then. Okay.
Yeah.
How does it compare to a really good Marvel movie, like, shall we say, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Okay, that's hard because I have a massive bias against Marvel because the problem I have with Marvel is I just feel like it's like watching Doctor Who. I've seen the same film over and over again. It's like, yes, you have a villain. He looks cool, but he is kind of ineffective and does nothing and then gets beaten at the end. The problem is, you could say the same thing about Wonder Woman, but yet the villain is actually bloody powerful. It's just... Because, dare I say, a lot of... I mean, it's a bit silly saying it for a superhero film. There's just, like, again, and I'm just giving away spoilers. Let's just say the end fight with Ares at the end is just sort of like a sort of anime-style sort of level of stupidness. He's just doing some really, really stupid things that you just think, oh yeah, because he's the God of War, that's why he can do it. But, in any other film, you would think, why, how? So it's like, I don't know, it's a stylized action, because again, this is where I just don't see the connection why people are drawing it against The Dark Knight. I mean, yeah, The Dark Knight was a well-acted film, it had nuances, blah, 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 but this was popcorn, it definitely had nuances, but I think they're comparing The Dark Knight because there was a lot of quiet moments, and I think that was my one criticism, and that this might be for everybody, because a lot of people want to... I mean, alright, you want to say Guardians of the Galaxy. Compared to Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a much slower film, which sounds a bit weird, even though there's a ton of actions. And again, I don't want to give spoilers away. All I'm just going to say is No Man's Land. Yeah. Let's just say...
But basically, so what you're saying is it's a Marvel film with DC cover.
No! I am not saying that! I would never admit that! No! No! It was definitely a DC film. It was definitely its own entity. People would definitely draw the comparisons, but I definitely thought it had a lot more heart and it took more risks than a Marvel film where everybody survives at the end, unless of course that film was directed by bloody Josh Whedon. Rest in peace, Quicksilver. But anyway,
no one cares about Quicksilver.
I did. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
He did fuck all in that film.
I mean, okay, he wasn't as good as the other Quicksilver, the one in X-Men. That, I'm going to admit, that Quicksilver was a lot better.
Those X-Men films have sucked anyway.
Actually, the last one was not that bad, actually. I will give you that. It was a nice...
Apocalypse was fucking awful.
The trouble is, after what Deadpool did to the X-Men,
yeah,
you just watch it now, this is obsolete. Yes,
I want to watch more Deadpool, and hopefully that will come pretty soon. Okay. Damn it, man, you are putting me on the spot. God damn you, Dave. No, it was not a Marvel film. I mean, perhaps... Question time now. Well, at least I didn't run away from the debate like a certain leader.
Yes, well done for showing up.
Yeah. Oh, damn, we got political, didn't we? Even though I said we wouldn't. All right, okay, real rap. So, how does it compare to a Marvel film? It is... I will have to say, objectively, it was similar, but I do believe they did enough in their own ways that made it distinctly DC. And let's be honest, Wonder Woman is a far more iconic character than
Batman.
They're about the same, let's be honest with you. When you no, real rap, if you ever think of superheroes, you're not necessarily going to ever think of a Marvel one for... God, this is going to start fanboy wars. No, if you ever say superhero, the first thing you will ever think of is Superman, innit? Come on! Sophie, you have to admit that. If I ever say superhero, the first thing you will think of is a cape, innit?
I fucking hate Superman.
No capes, darling, no capes.
I don't mind Superman. I mean, I just... Obviously, I think Batman...
Henry Cavill sucks.
You know what? I don't mind him now. I didn't like the film Man of Steel, but I think as a Superman, he's actually cool. Even though I preferred Superman Returns with with the Atom.
I like the guy that plays him in the TV show Supergirl. Superman, and that's really good.
I've not seen that one. What episode is that? I might just have to watch that.
That's season 2. He's in like 3 episodes.
All right, I have to look that up because I haven't actually seen that version of him yet.
If you ever want to see a truly terrible superhero movie, watch the Supergirl film from the 80s. It is so bad.
Dreadful, yeah.
Silence your tongue! That was a great film with Peter O'Toole.
Like, I love Peter O'Toole as an actor. He was there for the money, and you could tell.
Silence! That was an excellent kitschy film. I'm sorry. It's how dare you, sir?
Whatever. I'm down to 10% battery on my laptop. Come on, let's get to a conclusion.
Okay. Well, no, because we've
got a charger.
I do. I left it at the office.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. Well, no. But anyway, so conclusion. Go watch Wonder Woman, and I'm going to put Kristian on blast because, though annoyingly, I can't be bothered to edit that clip now because I now have to trawl through where he said that. I can't remember.
I don't even think I said that.
You did, bro. You did.
I remember saying this.
Okay, but anyway, that was the end of Iconic episode 29. And that all that's left to do is say thank you and well done to my guest, and again, thank you very much, Sophie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kristian, who, even though you're goofing off throughout the whole episode.
You're welcome.
And thank you very much from Croatia, Dave, who's essentially filled in the blanks and given us the great meme of Hulk versus Flash Gordon.
What could be better?
Hulk smash.
Yeah, it's definitely Hulk will win that one, though. Yeah, it's not even hard.
No, it isn't. By the way, all that's left to do is where can we find each other? Sophie, Kyoto Creations. Quick, plug.
Kyoto Creations on Facebook and Instagram now because I changed my Instagram name.
Oh, sensible. Yeah. Dave, Rocket Penguin, I believe. Any other social medias you got?
Nope.
Just the Rocket Penguin. And Kristian Clarke, you've got Heartbound Cosplay, and what else you got?
What he's got is Witcher 3.
So I'm pretty much everything apart from... But yeah, everything is Heartbound Cosplay apart from Twitter, which is Heartbound Props, because Twitter's shit.
Oh, somebody took it then. Darn. Okay.
No, it's because cosplay's too long.
Oh yeah, you were saying that last time anyway. Anyway, guys, adios!